Hi there. I have this jar. I want to put 1 liter of water in my jar. How many milliliters are in 1 liter? How many milliliters are in 1 liter? There are 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. Let's use this cup to pour water now. The cup holds 100 milliliters, so we can use it to fill the jar 100 milliliters at a time. How many of these cups do we need to use to pour 1 liter? How many 100 milliliter cups will we need to pour 1,000 milliliters into the jar? Let's fill it. 100 milliliters, 200 milliliters, 300 milliliters, 400 milliliters, 500 milliliters, 600 milliliters, 700 milliliters, 800 milliliters, 900 milliliters, 1,000 milliliters. We just made a tool that mathematicians and scientists use to measure liquid volume. It's called a beaker, and it uses tick marks to help us see how much liquid is in it. The tick marks might remind you of something. A number line. Except here, the number line goes up and down. This is called a vertical number line. Our beaker holds 1 liter, or 1,000 milliliters, at its top tick mark. Where is the halfway point to 1 liter? Which shows the halfway point of the beaker? Here's the halfway point to 1 liter. Let's think more about what that number is. Instead of thinking of the number that's halfway between 0 milliliters and 1,000 milliliters, remember that I poured water into the beaker 100 milliliters at a time. We started with 0 hundreds and filled it with 10 hundreds. What number is halfway between 0 hundreds and 10 hundreds? Label the halfway point now. What is halfway between 0 hundreds and 10 hundreds? Let's dive in now. I'm going to try to pour 200 milliliters into my beaker without using the cup, just using the lines. Where should I pour to? Which beaker shows 200 milliliters? Each tick mark represents 100 milliliters. We know the water level is at 200 milliliters when it reaches the second tick mark. Is the water level less than halfway, more than halfway, or about halfway to a liter? Is the water level less than halfway, more than halfway, or about halfway to a liter? 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters. The water is less than halfway to a liter. How many milliliters would we need to add to get to the halfway point? Let's figure it out. How many milliliters of water would we need to add to get to the halfway point? I'll pour in 100, 200, 300 milliliters more to get to halfway. Look, now the water is about halfway to 1 liter because there are about 500 milliliters in the container. Let's look at a few more. Read the directions closely. In some of these, the question asks for exactly how much water is in the beaker. In others, you'll estimate. Go for it. How much liquid is in this container? Estimate the amount of liquid in this container to the nearest liter. Estimate the amount of liquid in this container to the nearest 100 milliliters. It's time to wrap up. I'm going to do a science experiment using some other containers. I plotted the capacity of 2 containers on this number line. What is the capacity of each container? What is the capacity of each container? What is the difference between the capacity of container A and container B? Use scratch paper to help you solve.
How much liquid is in this container? How much liquid is in this container? How much liquid is in this container? Use the beaker to answer the questions. Is the amount of liquid in this container more or less than the halfway point? Estimate the amount of liquid in this container to the nearest 100 milliliters. Record the capacity of the containers. What is the difference between the capacity of container C and container A?